Hello everyone, welcome to a new video for Tesla price prediction based on Elliott wave analysis. And starting on the all-time history for Tesla, we are looking at a potential A, B and a C toward the upside, finished a zigzag where you would like to see of course something higher than the 1-to-1 fib level to call it of course as an impulse. Here we don't have the case scenarios. That means of course 1-to-1 fib level is much more evidence or bigger evidence of course that we have an ABC as a zigzag here. We're looking at three waves down for a wave B and then continuation toward the upside for a wave C after an A, B and a C. The wave C might unfold, of course, in a form of an ending diagonal 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. You're looking currently at a wave 5 unfolding toward the upside. And that means you might finish, of course, an A, B, and a C, and therefore you will seek after three wave corrective again, and then continuation for higher one more time. Now, basically, what we are looking at also, it can be, of course, a triangle here as running triangle A, B, C, D, and a E. However, I doubt this scenario is very far scenario. In case you have A, B, C, D, and a E, the wave A is an expanding diagonal, by the way. So A, B, C, D, and a E. Well, very rare case scenario, guys, to have anyway a wave A in triangle as an expanding flat, right? So very rare case. Therefore, I think about something else. In case we are still corrective or bearish, you are of course in a W here for expanding flat, much higher potential. Therefore, a zigzag for the X, and you're looking for something like a zigzag for the wave Y, or potentially even a triangle for the wave Y, because it is allowed to be a triangle, a zigzag, or even a flat. So we're gonna see, of course, how this is going to unfold. Now, in the bullish scenario, of course, that you might have as well a potential double 1-2, but very hard a little bit to call this as a wave 1, since it looks like a perfect zigzag toward the upside, giving higher potential, of course, for the ending diagonal. So, yep, that's it for the daily. Let's move to the 2-hour chart here for the lower time frame. Now, currently, what we are looking at is a potential, of course, a three waves toward the upside. Now, of course, internally, you can call something like 1, 2 here, 3, 4, 5, but very rare case scenario. You don't see, of course, a wave 2 reflecting this wave 4 in case you are in 1, 2, 3, 4. What is your wave 2 here reflecting the same time, right? Therefore, higher possibility here that you are in a zigzag. Very simple. So basically, if you are in a zigzag, that means, of course, that you are looking here at 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5, much higher potential for an ending diagonal, which it can ends up, of course, in the perfect fib level 0.618, 0.786. You would like to see, of course, a zigzag formation, of course, for this area to hit, of course, as those fib levels exactly here, and then calling, of course, a wave 5 finished. Now, basically, in your wave 5, you would like to see anyway an impulse, correction, impulse, right? You would like to see impulse, correction, impulse. Now, basically, what we are looking at here is a potential, of course, a leading diagonal. However, this leading diagonal has started to lose its shape because, of course, you have a very extended wave 5, which it looks already longer than your wave 3. And in this case scenario, I'm suggesting something else is unfolding here. Potentially, of course, it can be W, X, and a Y. The wave Y can be, of course, a double zigzag. But yeah, this is not good, of course, for an ending diagonal. You would like to see something impulsive. Therefore, I'm tending to be here a little bit in 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 for a wave 3, and then 4 and a 5 to finish, of course, this scenario as an impulse, and therefore start to look, of course, after a correction for wave B and then wave C toward the upside to finish, of course, between those fib level. Now, it is not necessarily, of course, to get this high. Basically, the wave 3 should be here. I don't know why it is so high. So 3, 4, and a 5 at 1.618, by the way, which is your target. Now, the wave Y can finish here as a zigzag in case we are wave Y, but this will lead to a bearish scenario. Don't forget this. Wave 5, of course, it can be somewhere here and then finishing, of course, this as an impulse, and therefore looking after it, of course, for a bearish scenario, a little bit corrective, I would say, for a wave B here in the bearish path, and then, of course, moving for higher finally as an impulse again 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5 to finish, of course, in a leading diagonal wave 5. Yeah, so this is what I'm looking for the next price action, and this would look perfect actually if we take it in a bigger view here. It would look perfect as a zigzag, and finally one final zigzag, bringing us of course into a leading diagonal or ending diagonal can be. All right, so that was it for Tesla. So what we are looking for is potentially more higher prices. Yeah, I'm looking for the blue box, by the way, still, despite the move today towards the downside on the lower time frame. But I'm still looking, of course, for higher. This is very corrective here, and yeah, we took the low already, and I believe we will start to move for the next leg towards the blue box. So 387, 426, potentially, of course, the next target. That was it for Tesla. Thank you for watching. Thank you for your likes and comments. See you in the next one. Bye bye.